Well, in shifting focus, the US has announced a 90-day pause on tariffs for 60 countries, including India. This temporary relief comes as President Trump seeks to stabilize markets and negotiate bilateral trade deals. But with challenges ahead, what does this mean for India's economy and the future of global trade? This next report has more.
Soon after announcing sweeping tariffs that shook global markets, President Trump declared a 90-day pause on reciprocal tariffs for 60 countries, including India. Notably, China has been excluded from this temporary relief amid the ongoing trade war. While the baseline 10% tariff remains in place, suspending the additional 26% duty offers Indian exporters some short-term respite. The move is seen as an attempt to stabilize markets and create space for renewed bilateral trade negotiations.
We have seen that President Trump, only day before yesterday, has agreed to put 90 days pause on many countries except China. In order to discuss or negotiate, as he says that every country is rushing to talk to him. So most of the imposition of tariffs has been suspended for 90 days. So that has salvaged the market a little bit.
This pause presents a strategic window for India to attract electronics manufacturing investments, particularly from companies looking to diversify beyond China, which now faces a staggering 145% tariff from the US. However, experts caution that the existing 10% tariff still chips away at India's competitiveness, especially compared to nations like Vietnam. To counterbalance this, India is actively negotiating free trade agreements with the European Union, the UK, New Zealand and ASEAN, aiming to reduce its overdependence on the US market. Trade analysts say strengthening economic ties with these regions is vital, especially in the wake of the steep tariffs imposed by President Trump on April 3rd.
Our relationship with the European Union, which is again our very large trading partner, we are discussing with them. There was 22 commissioners from the EU for the first time visited India. They have agreed to expedite the bilateral free trade agreement with them. We are also finalizing with ASEAN countries. We are working with the UK and several other countries in the world to have the bilateral free trade agreements that will provide a better access on competitive terms to the country.
India and the United States are working towards finalizing a bilateral trade agreement by September-October 2025 with an ambitious goal to double trade to $500 billion by 2030. The proposed deal is expected to ease trade norms, generate jobs and boost economic growth. However, experts caution that with President Trump's transactional approach to diplomacy, India must tread carefully to ensure the agreement delivers balanced mutual benefits.
We are discussing a bilateral trade agreement with USA, which we have been discussing for a very long time. But by default, this may happen that we might see that the BTA being discussed and finalized in a shorter duration. For us, the USA remains our largest trading partner, and obviously India would like to keep it that way. More importantly, in the services and the technology sector, not only the goods, but there are challenges in this also going forward, and we will see how the negotiations proceed.
The US remains India's largest export destination, with goods worth $77 billion shipped in FY24. While the 90-day tariff pause brings short-term relief, fresh challenges loom. With the US ramping up tariffs on China, there's growing concern that Chinese goods could be rerouted through India to bypass duties. Experts warn that India must strengthen anti-dumping measures and remain vigilant. At the same time, this is an opportunity to stabilize exports, fast-track trade deals, and reinforce India's image as a reliable global trade partner. What India does before the July 9th deadline could play a defining role in shaping its global trade trajectory.